Welcome to the Sylum Breakdown, and today we'll be breaking down the offensive and defensive strategies of Lyoto, the Dragon Machida. Before we begin, let's start with Lyoto's fundamental weapon, that is the core to his defensive and offensive strategies, Mai-ai. Mai-ai is a Japanese martial art term referring to the space between two opponents, formally, the engagement distance, also known as distance management. Mai is a core concept in traditional karate. This concept helps karate fighters understand the different distances and ranges in relationship to their opponent. Because of this, Lyoto has developed a sense of distance and space between him and his opponent. He does this by staying just outside of range and taking minimal damage. By understanding Mai-ai, you also understand at what distance the fight is being played at. This not only helps create defensive options, but to pick the correct offensive tools needed according to the distance in relationship to your opponent. In Mai-ai, we have three main distances. The first being the longest range, To-ma, the non-engagement range. This distance is just outside of range and is the least utilized in MMA. The second distance being Ito-ma, the middle range. In MMA, this is the range where kicks are thrown, the longest tools being lead kicks, such as a yokogeri, a side kick, a lead front kick, which is a maigeri or a teep in Muay Thai, or a round kick, a maiwashi-geri. The third distance is at punching range. This range is the most dangerous of all ranges. At this range, the longest strike is a jab. This range is like playing with a double-edged sword, due to the versatility of attacks that can be summoned at any given moment. At this range, we have a plethora of attacks, a few being punches, knees, and the trickiest of them all, takedowns. As you can see, the closer we get into range, the more tools you and your opponent have at your disposal. One other way we can look at Mai-ai is three key zones, one being the closest and three being the furthest. The next thing we must cover before we get into Lyoto's attack strategies are his lack of consistent lethal lead attacks. Most of Lyoto's lethal attacks come from the rear, making him rely on distance and timing. When viewing Lyoto's lead attacks, we mainly see lead leg kicks, the occasional trip, jab, or a stepping front kick. Even though non-threatening or consistent, these lead attacks do help him set up his more lethal rear attacks. Due to the lack of lead attacks, Lyoto has developed several key tactics and strategies to help nullify and counter his opponent's lead attacks and advances. In part 2, we will begin to discuss key offensive strategies of Lyoto Machida and how he integrated his Shotokan-style karate in MMA. Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, and if you're looking for in-depth analysis of fighters, martial art concepts, and martial art history, just click the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified for every and any future videos. Thank you.